go. Are you to bang away? To mama, where could daddy band you could
Hi, I'm Teiya. Hi, I'm Aiko. And I am Xornam. And I am Amoani.
My name is Anita, and this is the
Recap Edition!
Looks like I brought the good luck charm. Yeah. Wow. Wow. So, meaning Team Teiya is winning. Has won. So, ladies, I was watching you playing this and enjoying it and all of that. How is the feeling like? I mean, I'm not sure I can play this.
My team member is
Thank you very much for losing. We saw it coming and we are very happy about it. Because,
oh my God.
We are your teachers.
It's funny how 3 against 2 and then, you know.
I told you, we combined our forces. And
What
played
forces?
this game. So, I didn't see me doing something.
The thing is that we've been playing this for like 5.
Teiya, stop lying. We know. You just started it today. Okay, I give up on all of you, but we have so many other things that we'll be doing. So let's see if, we can still win. Fingers crossed. So Team Aiko, Team Teiya. So we're done with the indoor games. We're taking a quick commercial break. When we come back, the ladies and myself are going to do some golfing, some quad biking, yes, and some more games right here on the recap episode. Don't go anywhere. It's about to get even more fun and more sporty right here on GMB2022.
Banga we go.
Welcome back, guys, and so it's time for some golfing, getting ready to woo! These are your finalists for GMB 2022, and today we're just having a lot of fun. We're about to go on the quad ride and see how that is going to be like. I've tasked these ladies to see which one of them can ride faster than me. We're right here at the Montgomery Residences and Golf Course. And so ladies, if you're ready, let's go! No, she didn't win. She can't win again. Why? She didn't win, I won. So Asiedua won this session again. It looks like some magic is working for her, but that is all good. And congratulations to all the ladies. It's been a fun-packed day. Very, very exciting one, full of games. But we're not done yet. We're not done at all. Right after this, there's dinner where we get to sit down with the ladies and the judges, myself and then Cookie, and then we talk about how the journey has been. And so, whoop, 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 whoop. We'll go for a quick commercial break. When we come back, we get to sit and have dinner. Do stay.
Banga we go. We go.
Welcome back from the break. This is still GMB 2022, the very final hours of what has been a grueling competition, if you want to call it that way. Now, that was Asiedua championing and topping all the categories of the fun games that we had today. But after all said and done, the ladies are here sitting pretty. We're about to have dinner, get into the experiences of everything they've been through for GMB 2022. The very low moments, the ahs, the oohs, and the ahs, and of course, the very high moments this evening. My co-host, Amoani-Asiedua-Teiya-Aiko-Xornam, is going to be joining me in no time, and the judges would also be here to, let me say, advise them for the very last time, because we've just got a week to go for the grand finale. Ladies, are we ready? Congratulations to you one more time, all 5 of you. Do it for yourselves, do it for yourselves, do it for yourselves. I'm super proud of you. Thank you so much for participating in GMB 2022. So Anita, if you're ready, join me. Let's have dinner with the ladies. These are the final moments. Do we call this the Last Supper? Anita, do we call this the Last Supper?
I don't think so, Cookie.
Oh, it's not the Last Supper?
No, hi, lady.
Oh no, but this is the last time we are going to be eating with them. And now somebody can we are on meter 7. Someone might lift out. But anyway, Anita, you're very welcome.
Thank you, darling.
How do you find the games this afternoon?
See, they beat me to it.
Are you kidding?
Like, I know something. After the finale, I'm coming back stronger, and then you people. I don't understand why
I will be on the lookout. I will be on the lookout for you. But anyway, so let's take our seats.
All right.
And then. Okay. So now that we are comfortably seated, the ladies are here, the judges are yet to join us. Let's take a little break. When we come back, GMB 2022 continues. We're still hanging out here at Alisa Hotel with the 5 finalists of GMB 2022. Welcome from the break. Early on today, where the fun games were, Anita. So Mary, but
I wasn't first.
The girls outdid you on every level. On every level. So here we are. We are going to recap the moments from early on today, and of course be speaking with the ladies as well. The judges joining us in a few minutes to take up what is going to be the biggest assignment before we go for the grand finale in next week. Anita, so tell me, what did you do this afternoon?
So more of playing golf, some board games.
Golf?
Yes, you know.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I must commend the ladies. They did very well. It was their first time trying it, but see,
They did
I
exceptionally
couldn't
well.
go beyond like 50.
They outdid you.
Very interesting stuff. Yeah.
And I'm told Asiedua carried the day.
Yeah.
Hello, young lady. Girl, you didn't tell me that in your mother's womb you were an athlete before you came.
Well, I told them yesterday.
Oh, you did?
I told them you don't need to talk much. It's just actions.
Ah.
And I don't drive. But then once I sat on that, oh my God.
Which one was your favorite game?
Whoa. I don't know, what is it called? Sitting on that.
The quad bike?
Whoa.
You know,
I loved
we
it.
learned it together, you know, the same time, and then before I realized the theater was going, I'm like, where is she going?
I loved it.
You had never experienced it before?
No.
Never sat on one?
No, I felt so free. It was fun. I loved
Yeah?
it.
No difficulty at all.
Not
Maybe
at all.
because it's a quad bike, of course, it's got 4 tires. Maybe if
But
it was
it's
3,
difficult too.
it is, yeah.
See, don't try.
Oh,
You know,
it looks
Aiko was just
easy.
going. I was like, oh, this thing is like a bicycle. Oh, and I sat on it.
Okay,
Cookie,
now
stop. But it's fun. It's so much fun.
Nice. So the quad bike was your favorite.
Thank
Ladies,
you.
give it up for Asiedua. So after she came tops, did anybody come second or third or anything?
So
Or she was just declared the winner?
Oh.
And so mama can, you know, move
Yes. Yeah, including me. And Aiko also stood out. I mean,
what was it? Snooker?
yeah.
Oh.
Aiko did quite well, but she didn't win. So Aiko, don't get ahead of yourself. It was Team Teiya. So it was 2 against 3.
Oh.
Yeah. And then Teiya and Amoani, Team Teiya, they won by some miraculous win, whatever.
But
Oh, I
it was
see.
really fun.
Yeah?
It was my first time. It was our
Right?
first time.
Yeah.
And
But they are really smart,
Yeah.
honestly. Very, very smart.
Fantastic. I see. So tell us about it. What's your
so
experience like?
It was the moment I realized that you can actually aim and the ball will go exactly where you want it to go. that was really fun. And I was on a roll. I had gotten like a lot of balls, and then I went to hit the 8th ball, and then that was the end of the game. But it was
your very first time?
Yes.
Very first time.
Very first
wow,
time.
I see.
It was really fun.
Anita said it indeed. You ladies are super, super smart. Congratulations to
Thank
you.
you.
Now, that last person who hasn't spoken about the games is Xornam. Xornam, you are very tall, so I was hoping her height would have helped.
Oh, no.
It didn't help at all?
No.
And I'm about basketball. You guys should have played basketball. Probably you would have shown a little bit, right?
I'm sure. But I enjoyed the golf a lot more.
All right.
Yes. Today was the first time trying it, and I really enjoyed it. I think I'll take that up as a hobby. Yes. You should have been there. It was fun.
No.
Yes.
I was working for God and country, but it's all good. I'm here this evening, and you're recounting all your experiences. So it just feels like I was there today.
I know it's been a beautiful experience, especially for you, our finalists. But one thing I want to find out, I know it's not easy living in the same house with 15 other ladies. I'm going through the routines, everything. I want to find out your experience and be candid as candid can be. I'll start with you, Aiko. I mean, when you walked into the house and you saw the ladies, you're like, hey, 15 other ladies. What was running through your mind?
The first thing that was running through my mind was food.
Food?
Cooking.
As in what? Who's going to cook or what?
Yes. Food is a major concern of mine.
Okay.
You like
And
food?
yes, I love
really?
food. Yes.
But you don't look like you love food. Where does the food go? Your brains, huh?
I hope so. But coming into the house, my first concern was, how are we going to cook? Because I realized that everybody has their own style of how they know how to eat.
Yeah.
This garden egg stew must be made a certain way. You have to put the oil in, put in the onions. If you put the tomatoes for the onions, you failed. No one will eat your food or some. So I learned that you can mix kontomire with groundnut paste.
Really?
And make stew. Yes. It sounds.
And when it, yeah. And
But
when
it was actually very nice.
Wow.
And it was another lady in the house, Owusu, that made me realize that. So it's been a learning curve. It's been very fun.
Okay, let's hear from Amoani. I mean, getting into the house, all the ladies, not knowing what to expect.
Well, I come from a family of girls. I have only sisters, no brother. And so I'm very used to living with women. I made a few friends, some who will forever be in my heart.
Oh.
Kesewa, Tiwa, Afra. I enjoyed every moment with these ladies. Tiwa, after dressing up, will come to me and say, I'm going to check me out, because I always look out for lines and, you don't have to have VPL and all that, so they're always concerned. They come to me to check. Kesewa, the songbird, her song in the bathroom, always with Asiedua. Sometimes it's annoying, like, why are you shouting? But we enjoy it. And then Afra, I enjoyed my movie moments with Afra. I have a very big blanket, and so we squeeze ourselves in a small couch. I don't know how we managed to do that.
Movie moments. We didn't know. You ladies have enjoyed
So
movie
much.
moments every day.
Anaba and Asiedua were our movie mistresses.
Wow.
Yeah, they have the best movies.
Oh, so they will recommend what you guys should watch.
Yes.
And then all of you will
It
watch.
wasn't boring after all.
Yeah.
Then. Sometimes I'm like,
Not-
you guys
not
are
so
reading
boring.
every time, preparing for.
Not so boring.
Oh, wow.
Yes, because Afra will bring my big blanket from my bed to the hall. We will squeeze ourselves into the couch. Some will sleep on the floor. By the time we realize it's morning.
Oh, wow.
And then it's workout session.
I see.
Yeah, it was really fun.
I see.
Yeah.
I see. Taya, you're from the north. And I know that when it comes to your recipes, it's actually top notch, especially when it comes to your seasoning. How many times do you cook in the house? Can you count?
Severally, but I'm still cooking. I'm in the kitchen this week, so
Okay.
I'm still cooking. But I also learned a few things from my sisters. There are certain foods I had heard of, but I'd never seen or tasted it.
Like which ones?
Fante Fante.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Yes.
one of the best you can ever
Yeah.
have.
Fante Fante, and Asiedua made it for us.
Etso.
Yes, so
Etso.
It was the first time I tasted Fante Fante. And also, in the north, we are not used to the Kobe and the Momone. And
They
so
don't
we
do all
mostly
of
don't
that.
cook. We don't cook with Momone and Kobe. So I I didn't learn how to prepare it in the house because I went to tertiary school and I had friends who cooked with that and I learned from them. By eating it, I learned to eat it in the house. And I loved it. I learned a few things when it came to food, like the consomme and granuts.
The peanut butter
Yes.
paste, okay.
I told Awusua that day, I said, Awusua, today you've made me taste something for the very first time. I heard of it and I always wondered how it would taste. But it was really, really nice. So it wasn't difficult at all living with all these lovely girls.
So you never had a banter with anybody?
No.
No arguments whatsoever?
Not that I remember. No.
Hey, you ladies have tried that, no?
Honestly, people say...
I'm brutally honest. I can't.
Remind me.
What happened?
Remind
Remind her.
me. Yeah, remind me.
Teiya,
Yeah.
this afternoon, you and I,
Where?
over there.
She's lying. This afternoon there was nothing.
Over there. What soup did we prepare today? They're mekwang.
What is that?
Abenkwai.
Abenkwai. What happened? Don't mind her.
We'll save it for later.
Don't mind her. She's just kidding.
Nah, this for here.
I know.
Later,
She's
we
just
will
kidding.
find out.
And
Yeah.
remember how Asiedua was like,
Yeah.
Asiedua, spill the beans.
I think everyone has had, moments with people, and so I can't actually, maybe that's her experience. I've also had a very beautiful experience in the house. When the first day we walked in, I was just looking at everyone, and I'll look at Amoani, I'll be like, hey, how would she be like? I'll look at Ambang, I'll be like, how is this person also like? I literally looked at everyone. Then I got my bed. Then I said to myself, I'm not going to talk. I'm just going to keep quiet, observe everyone, and then know how everyone is like. After 2-3 weeks, I couldn't keep it to myself. I just said, I can't keep quiet again. Who I am has to come out. I'm like, so I was this fun person. I had moments with everyone. I have this vibe with Aiko. We wouldn't actually talk, but then we know what we are talking about.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I think it's because we are both born in October. I don't know, but I can just look at Asiedua and I can picture what's going on in her head.
Wow.
And we know, like,
Exactly.
it's so weird.
Are
but
you
it's fun.
joking?
That's true.
Seriously.
And
You can read each other's minds.
Yes.
And each other's
We
sentences.
see something. I just look at her and I know that she's
Is that
seen it.
Are you
yes,
serious?
but then I have had fun, and I had Ambang. When I met her at the beginning, I told her I don't make friends. I don't want to form any clique because it's hard to let go. That's one thing with me. I will literally go back to the places where I visited with the person and then relive the moments. That's how, I don't know if it's weird, but then that's one thing about me. And then finally, this girl, she did that, and then the two of us, we became very good friends. And so she leaving was one, heartbreaking moment for me. But then she told me something that it's not the end of the world, and I'm actually still going to see her again. So far, I've had a beautiful experience in the house.
I see. Beautiful experiences.
Yeah.
Honam.
She's been quiet all through.
I know.
I know she has a lot to say.
Yes, I've been quiet. It looks like all the ladies were really okay adapting and adjusting to the other 15 ladies. But I really had a hard time because I was a day student back in SHS. Grandpa wouldn't allow me to go out to friends. I only see them in school. After school, I come back home, lock myself up in my room, read or do every other thing. So I'm glad that the other ladies didn't have such a hard time learning to adapt and adjust with the other 15 ladies, including me. But I'm glad to have known them all. They are such wonderful people. I'm grateful.
We love to see it. We love to see it. All the unity and everything in the house. I think you ladies have done exceptionally well. It's not easy. Even twins fight all the time. Even sisters fight all the time. So you 15 ladies in one house, you've done extremely well. But Anita, here's where I want to commend one person, Max Bell, their chaperone.
It's not easy.
Yeah. I think she's, they are even clapping for him. It's not easy controlling 15 ladies. Max Bell, we know you're watching. You've done an amazing, amazing job. She always does it anyway. One day I would interview you and ask you which batch was the easiest. Was it last year or this year? But I think we all commend Max Bell for a good job done. Yeah. So, ladies, I see you've been drinking. We haven't dug in yet. We will do so. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we will talk about their experiences on the stage. Everybody had a moment. Everybody had a moment that they fumbled. I fumbled a few times, and I'm sure you ladies also fumbled 1 or 2 times. Everybody did. Everybody had a low moment and a high moment. All of that when we come back right here on GMB 2022.
Welcome back from the break. This is the recap episode of GMB 2022. Tonight, we're sitting with the ladies and finding out how the journey has been. And so, ladies, let's get into your stage performances. Every Sunday night, you have to prepare. It's one thing preparing and knowing that you're okay, and one thing delivering on stage. You can forget your lines. You can go blank on stage. There were moments some of you didn't really have good nights. And so let's talk about the nights that did not go too well for you. Be it being up for eviction, be it fumbling and forgetting your lines on stage. So let me start with you, Amoani. Whenever I mention you, she's always like, tell us about the experience. Did you have any bad nights?
Yes. The first one would be entrepreneurship.
Oh.
Yes, where I spoke on STEM.
Really?
Yeah.
It brought some prototypes.
Prototype. Yeah.
Right. But you
That was the word. That was the word.
Prototype.
Yes, I missed the word. I wanted to say prototype.
Oh, so I just said the word. Oh, I didn't even think about it.
Exactly.
Oh, so that was the word you were looking for. So what did you say?
Prototype.
Oh, really?
And when he said, let there be light, red, yellow, green, our prototype, traffic light is on. Green, our prototype, traffic light is on.
And the second one would be when I represented the Central region.
Oh, the cross culture.
Yes.
Okay.
I got on stage and right after my introduction, I went blank.
Wait, what is she talking about?
Yeah, whatever happened was God.
I don't remember her going blank.
Oh my God.
It didn't show.
I didn't remember either.
Like Auntie AC always says, it is your presentation. People
Whatever
do not know
happens,
what you are coming to say unless you want them to. And so if you go
make it
blank
believable.
and you make it obvious, people will find out. But if you don't, you can go away with it. So at a point, I asked everyone to stand and dance. I was lying. It wasn't part.
Our studio audience.
All the drummer has to do is to put one part of the adaka on his lap, the other on the ground, and strike various surfaces to produce melodious sounds. Missy, Atlas for too long. Sorry, Kakami in their sound. To do this dance, all you have to do is to tap your side of your thighs 2 times.
So sometimes AC will say, this is not in the script.
Exactly.
I now get it.
I
Because
lied.
AC will repetitively say, no, this one is not in the script.
True. Yes. I had to be creative because Manshiya assembled to me.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
Asiedua, tell us about those nights.
Well, I'm sure I'm the only person here who has been up for eviction almost, all the time that we were on stage.
Oh, wow.
Almost, with the exception of the times I was star performer and I had to go backstage. Every time. Even when the performance was fine, I was still up for eviction. But then some of my low moments will be the first, the first night, the uniqueness of my culture.
Oh.
I had it all figured out. It wasn't too bad, but then there was this repetition of a sentence. I was supposed to say, "Is the use of a basket," then continue. Then all of a sudden, no, you can't mess with my brain here. It's the use of a basket again.
One very special thing about this festival is the use of baskets. It's the use of a basket. Inti, ekrom wofu nyinara. Waya bonano. Obhina, owa wonentem no. Omo was so in su. Was a good basket mo.
So back in the house, all the girls many a times will call me is the use of a basket because I kept repeating that line. But then all in all, we moved, and then another worst night was entrepreneurship.
Oh, you too.
And I forgot before, right when I got on stage, I think there was a rush with the person who went before me. So everything with me happened also in a rush. So I got there and I was blank. Then I was like, what would I do right now? I can't stand on that stage and then be quiet. That's the last thing I would do for everybody to see that I've missed everything. So I switched to Fanti.
In this jet era, people hardly make time for domestic activities such as cleaning. But then yamina some portraying the cleanliness is next to godliness. Into sepade kosra himemumpa. Oche days on.
And I think most of my lines were in Fanti, and then Janet, this is what she said. She clapped.
Judge Janet, you're clapping for Asiedua.
Yes.
Why is that?
Why is it? But Asiedua, yes, you are appealing to an international market. So henceforth, going forward, I'd like you to speak more English than vernacular because I want you to appeal to a global audience.
And then the next thing was, so if I were an investor, I would never invest in your business.
I remember.
So if I was an investor, I'm sorry, I would not invest in your business.
Hey, mommy, wait.
Yeah.
When pressure me, maybe now, if you were an investor, you would never invest. So I felt so bad, but then I knew what she was saying was true because you can't go pitch an idea and it's all in your dialect and the person is not even understanding what you are saying. And one of my most funniest moments on stage was the One Africa. So I started with my presentation, and at a point I forgot what I was supposed to say because I had lined everything up in my mind. I'm like, hey, wow, when you had now be feeling me. Sentence we whoop was a and I still remember. So this is what I did. I was like, when you come to Botswana, all the men we like cattle. So we go to the farm and we rear all the cattle. And I'm like, what sort of thing are you saying? You go to
What did you say again?
When you come to Botswana, we the males, we enjoy cattle. So we go to our farms and we rear all the cattle that we have. And we rear all the cattle that we have. As Ghanaians brag about their big sis.
And I'm like, how can you go to the farm?
We didn't realize that you had forgotten how she was able to change her accent. So we're all fascinated. And we're like, oh wow, so we're maybe paying attention.
Like, sis, I'm a rear cattle. There's a cattle in our sound. The stage for me has been a roller coaster. I don't know why I would get on that stage and cry. But then it happened, and I'm not ashamed that it happened to me. I'm happy for every moment I spent on that stage. And sometimes I will literally go back to the stage when all is over. I'll walk from one end to the end. I'm like, then I shall maybe Hana me shishimi. Me shall be a new. It's Sunday, penna attention, you know, rise at the stage, yes, sir. But then
normal.
it's been a good one.
Yeah. All right, Xornam, let's come to you. Your lowest of lows. Would it be the entrepreneurial day
Or the boxing
the
night?
zombie?
It should be the boxing night.
Bukum.
Yes.
Bukum. Yeah, bukum.
Coming from the boxing hub of Ghana, Buku. Coming from the boxing hub of Ghana, Buku. Where grandma taught me about the Gasamai sign or the Gasimbo sign.
Anytime I remember that night, I laugh at myself because I haven't really gone blank on stage before. And that night, after the gourmet dance, then everything was gone. I didn't know how to start. Even the word "the" was not coming to mind. Nothing was coming to mind. I don't even know how I concluded my presentation that night. And I'm lucky I wasn't evicted. I was called to go backstage. I was surprised because I thought I'll be up for eviction. All in all, I'm just grateful to God. I don't. My journey has never been a smooth one. It's been really, really tough for me, but I'm just grateful. That's all I'll say.
Aiko, you won Star Performer. I cannot
Like how
even.
many
I can't even
times?
count anymore.
I think it's 3 times.
Three? Oh, really?
Yeah.
Then it means you came up so many times for nominations for Star
Yeah.
Performer, right?
Yes.
And every time you came up, you won. Did you pick it up every time you came up?
No,
No,
not every time.
Okay.
Melodies of my land, I didn't
Okay.
pick it up.
But you picked up Star Performer, you picked up Most Eloquent.
Yes.
Have you ever picked up Best Costume?
No.
Okay,
Ah,
so
really?
you picked, so it's been
I've been nominated, but
not
okay,
yeah.
so it's been Most Eloquent and then so how many times for Most Eloquent?
twice.
And then Star Performer 3.
3
So you've
times.
gotten 5
Yes, please.
ever since you joined
And you've
the
won
competition.
like 2 on the 9th. How many times?
Twice.
Yes,
Twice.
2 on a night,
Twice.
twice. Yeah,
Yeah.
including last Sunday.
No,
correct?
2 Sundays ago.
2 Sundays ago.
Okay.
2
2
Sundays
Sundays
ago.
ago.
So did you ever have a low moment?
Yes.
Oh boy.
Cookie.
And there was a time I remember she.
There was something?
Yes, she.
Cookie. One
I think she
Africa.
almost
Remind me.
forgot or something.
One Africa. One Africa was a really nerve-wracking week for me because all my preparations up until the night, I felt so inadequate representing a people that I don't even know. And I've been representing the OT region all this while, my own region, my own people, my own culture. But now I have to represent a people that I don't even know, I haven't even met. And I had just a few hours spending time with them to get some information. So I was so nervous. Would I be able to do it? Would I be able to do it? And it translated on stage. So that week, I realized that no, that was a very bad thing of me to do, to allow those emotions to take over my performance.
Can you believe that in other African countries, today is just a normal day in 2022? Here in Ethiopia, our new year starts on the 1st of September 11, 2015.
So the following week was when we also had to do another cultural exchange within the country, and I decided that I was going to challenge myself again. We could have picked, and I could have picked another region, but I decided to go with the northern region. I've never been there, but I wanted the challenge to prove to myself that I could represent a people and do it well. And that night, yes, I won Star Performer and was eloquent that night, and I was like, okay, I was at peace, like, okay, you can do it. Don't ever hold yourself back again. So
The most eloquent tonight is Aiko.
Aiko wins most eloquent tonight. Anita, star
Yes,
performer.
The big one.
Guess who? Aiko!
And this is your second time. Nice one. Let's move to Teiya. You haven't been up for eviction before, so you sailed through beautifully.
She's never.
She's never.
I see.
Never.
So you've never had to go through that nerve-wracking moment.
Sometimes I really want to drill her small, but every time
Sometimes you do. She will
oh.
look at me and she'll give me some eye like.
I don't want them to know that, okay, this person is staying. So when I look at them, I intentionally look at them, I'm like,
on their mind telling
In
you.
my heart, I'm like, what is Anita thinking? And I start praying. I've also had low moments. And one of them would be Melodies of My Land.
Okay.
And then cultural exchange within the country, yes. Melodies of My Land, I actually had fun on stage. I enjoyed myself. But I'm representing my region where you hardly hear music.
Yeah.
And the person who is going to judge me might not also even understand what I'm saying. If I'm singing a song, no matter how much it carries weight, the information, the person might have not heard it. Ajwaye, tantan. Everyone knows it.
Everyone knows it, yeah.
What do I do? That's why I danced the Bamaya at the end, which I really loved.
We usually entertain our guests with our rhythmic Bamaya performances. So do enjoy this one.
And for the cultural exchange, I represented the Volta region. And for some reason, when I started my presentation, I realized that there were a bunch of people that were trying to, distract me.
Yeah, the gentleman on the I
Yes.
think your left. There were a group of people like
Yeah.
yeah, so they were chanting, and I realized that she was
And-
like, "Oh Jesus."
I was
Then
like,
she continued.
And it was deliberate.
Yeah.
They wanted to take you off guard.
Yeah.
Oh.
Auntie Janet was like, "Oh my God, what's happening?" I saw her say that. I was like, "Oh my God, what's happening?"
His aunties came to see my parents about their intentions of marrying me. Jesus. About their intentions of marrying me, just as custom demands.
They were just shouting.
And at that moment, I just forgot
Oh
everything.
my God. Yeah.
So whatever I said, I continued my presentation. I ended, but whatever I said,
You don't even remember.
I don't even remember, But I continued. So I believe that, like my dear sister Amoani here said, sometimes you forget your words. But Cookie, you don't know what I came to say until I've said it. So once I loved what I was presenting, I didn't chew it. That wasn't my culture. I didn't chew and pour. I understood it. And for some reason, it was similar to my culture. So I knew a bit of it. And I just did the flow until I ended. So nobody even realized I actually forgot everything I came to say. And I'm so grateful to God for making it possible for me to complete that presentation.
So those were the low moments. But of course, to every low moment, at the end of the day,
There's a
comes the
high.
very high moments. Who wants to go first with the high notes? Aiko, you want to go with the high notes? Okay.
So, ironically, my high moment isn't even a night I was even nominated.
Okay.
But I had so much fun. And that was the TV3 at 25. I had so
Where you paired with
much
the other
fun.
queens from the other years. Okay.
Yes. And before that, all through the weeks before, I had been coming to stage to deliver my lines. But I think that was the first night that I actually began using my body on the stage. Like letting go. I knew that I could do that, but I felt like it looked a bit too much. But that night, I was with people, I performed with people I knew. And so I was like, let me just try. Let me just give it a try. And I did it, and I had so much fun. I was like, oh my goodness, that was so fun. And that was the beginning of me on stage. So that was a really good night for me.
I see.
Wow. One other person who had such a good time on that night was Asiedua. She and AC.
The
TV3
the 25?
Yeah.
Queen AC. It's super puppy. It's so fair. It's so sorrow. It's sinara. Wanaraba. Oya waro. Beauty na. Not so na. Menya chibo. Nanyen. Yabalan. Na wanaraba. Obiara rumba. Hai wanu kwam. Mega sabu me.
Performance.
I remember. I remember.
It was like
top notch. Yeah. I remember.
they came into the competition
exactly.
together.
Yeah, I remember. So who gingered who? She gingered you or you gingered her?
So it was coming from here.
Yeah.
She made me understand that you can't come this far to make us feel like we made a mistake choosing you. So what do you have to do? Wherever you are going to get that, that courage from, just come out. Wherever you are hiding that Asiedua, bring her out. And throughout my rehearsals with her, she never once made me feel like I was doing something good. So it was all, no, do it again, do it again. So more do it again. And she would literally be pressing her phone when I'm actually rehearsing.
She's not even paying attention.
Yeah, so I think she's not actually with me. You make a mistake and she's like, go back. And I'm like, but this person is not even listening.
TV3 senasa wan famano adasa na sesene TV3 sayeya wan famano osenasa osayeya osanasa wan famano.
Yeah, so it was one of my best nights. Yeah.
I'm winning.
For me, it's a competition, yes, but I always look at the fun side. So I always try to have fun on stage. Trust me, competition or not, I want to have fun. And my goal is to make myself proud and to make the people who are supporting me, the people rooting for me, the people who are investing in me happy. And so if I'm doing that, then I'm successful.
Right.
For me, it is the impact. I enjoyed every moment on stage, but my best part to be being tagged as Miss Eloquence. It is a big deal for me because last week I shared my story. I came from a girl who could not speak. Trust me, my teachers had to come home and tell my mother, you know, that kind of thing. Yeah, it was really hard because I couldn't talk at all. I had so much confidence, but to bring the words out was a problem. So it took my mother's efforts. Mommy, try. And then I saw Amma. So I love Amma so much. Amma Queen, Amma 2010. Yeah, it took a lot of effort. So if I'm here today and someone like Auntie Janet, Auntie Jigbodi, everybody is referring to me as Miss Eloquence. Hey,
It's a big deal for
may God be praised. I love it. And I would ride on it because I love it so much.
Anita, most eloquent.
One out of the two is definitely most eloquent. Judges, who is doing that for us?
And that person is our forever Miss Eloquent Amoani.
Amoani! Most eloquent for the night.
We'll go to Honam for her high moments and then we'll come to Teiya.
For my high moments, I'll refer back to One Africa, where I represented South Africa. Because I had so much fun on stage, and the preparation period on stage was so fun as well, where I had to go to the South African embassy. They had to coach me and all of that. They were beautiful people, and the performance came out great, and I had so much fun. So that was my high moment, I would say.
Did they tell you they'll be taking you to South Africa anytime soon? They should take you. They should give you a package.
Yes, I'm sure there's something like that.
You should push that agenda.
I know.
If you ask me, I thought that day she represented South Africa.
Her outfit
it was
black,
amazing.
I remember it.
It was amazing. I think they should give you a package. Anyway, so let's come to Teiya for your high moments.
Well, my high moments, one of them would be that TV3 at 25. I really loved that performance, going on stage with Queen Rueda. She represented Northern Region in 2008. You know, trying to get a queen for me to come on stage with me was actually becoming a problem, because almost all my past queens were very busy at that moment. Some were traveling, others were very engaged in other activities. And so Queen Rueda came up. And my producers called Queen Rueda, and, you know, she just didn't want to say, okay, I'll come. So according to her, she just gave some very weak outcome, I didn't come, and decided to also investigate about the person she's going to come on stage with. And according to her, she made her inquiries, and what she heard about me actually pushed her, encouraged her to come on stage with me. And it was so fun with her on stage. She made it so free. We were just engaging like a conversation. And I loved it. That day, I think Auntie Linda was my judge. And I was like, oh my God, Auntie Linda is my judge. So I was just having fun, and then I loved the comments that she gave to me. Her comments actually boosted my confidence too. She told me I was very eloquent, poised, I was a lady, I should keep going, and I was so happy.
You are very eloquent.
Thank you.
You have poise. You seem to enjoy what you were doing, so it was a pleasure watching and listening to you.
Thank you.
Keep it up.
Thank you. So that particular day is one of my high moments. I cherish that day so much.
I see. She talking about Auntie Linda being her judge brings my mind to, was it a fashion show night?
Fashion show.
Yeah, the fashion show night, you remember?
The judge.
The guest judge.
I think one of them, okay, none of you, I think, one of the
evictees.
Yeah. got it hot from him.
Someone here got it hot.
Oh, who was that?
She should expose herself. The hot was
It
for
looks
her.
like you guys have
but
forgotten that episode.
Is it? What do you remember? What happened?
Just today, I was telling Aiko that. So I brought out 2 gowns, and I was asking her what her opinion was of this one. And she actually was pointing the other one. And I told her I don't want to go back to that gown because I don't want to remember. It brings me, so
Terrible
much
memories.
And on that day, I was like, oh my God, if we are going home, then I'm first. So also I second. We are both going home because we were waiting on our beach wears, and every one of them had dressed, and so it was just the 2 of us, and I was number 1, and Auntie Essie didn't actually care. She would just be like, go on stage. What are you doing? Hurry up. And so I was literally pushed on stage, and then they just tagged in some cloth. And you had to smile. And I smiled. And I came back to cry. and then seeing this judge, and he's looking for all, perfectionism, and then I'm like, you know what? It's not my fault. It's happened, but then I'm not
explain
exactly.
Yeah, you can't explain. But talking about comments again, for all 5 of you, was there any episode that you got a comment from a judge and you knew that this was the truth?
Yes, me.
Okay, which
and it
episode
helped
was
me,
that?
and I'm so grateful and glad that it happened on the first night.
Oh.
Yes.
The uniqueness of your culture.
The uniqueness of my
Okay.
culture.
Which judge gave you the comment? Do you remember?
Both Judge Jibodi and Judge Janet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you remember what they told
I
you?
remember.
Okay, tell us.
I remember. It was her first night. I was overly conscious of the fact that 1 minute and they'll cut you off. So Taya just wanted to finish her lines before they cut her off. Because I don't know how I'll even behave when they cut me off. So I was just in a rush. And I was trying to explain the sides of our hats that we wear. They actually have meanings. But people think that you just wear it and whichever side suits your face and then you are going for it. But it could be meaning so much that you wouldn't want to portray in the north. For instance, wearing it up, right? Only prominent people can wear it like that. Like the Yana can wear it up because he believes that apart from God, there's no one like him. He has the power.
If you wear it like that, it means you're challenging him.
You're challenging him. And when you bring it to the front, mostly they're spiritualists that wear it like that. And even the spiritualists, those who believe in so much of their power. So if you wear it like that, it's like you're challenging him that you also have powers. You understand? So I was trying to explain this thing, and I was just
all in 1 minute.
All in one, like to the left, it says la la, which means.
Do you all know that the Zipulugu our men wear after putting on their smocks have various meanings? To the left, it says la la, which means I want no trouble. Kindly take your seat. And then I remember that all through that week, Aiko would just see me and say, la la. To the left, it says la la, which means I want no trouble.
Oh, wow, you remember?
She remembers,
yeah.
Emotionally, I connected a little bit. You know why? Because you were delivering so fast. You had so much to say, and you were delivering so fast that I picked a few things. So next time, pause a little bit, watch the tonality of your voice, because sometimes the pitch goes up and then it puts us off. So watch the tonality.
Who else had a truthful moment? Amoani, you did?
I did.
Okay.
I did. It will be my first night and second night. The uniqueness of my culture. Auntie Janet made a comment that I felt like will live with me forever. She said, when she sees me, it is so obvious that I'm well read, which is true. And I had read one of her favorite books, The Alchemist. It's my favorite as well. And so she just knew that this girl is deep. Yes, and indeed I was deep. It really got to me. And so I wanted to give my best in the coming weeks. And then during the second week, that was storytelling. I put all my power inside that one. I was telling the story of how Okapiman was formed. And so I was in this raffia skirt feeling all powerful. I didn't know I was screaming. I would turn around, jump, stunned, and I was screaming. So once everybody told me, you are making so much sense, but then you pitch too high. And so it sounds like noise in our ears.
Met at Abutechi and planted a stone as a memorandum of understanding. This union birthed great leaders in the eastern region.
Amoani, one thing I would like you to work on is your vocal pitch. Okay, so you don't need to pitch too high. You don't need to pitch too low. You have a voice that you can use very well. Okay, so it seemed like you were screaming. That's all.
And then I realized I had to tone it down because naturally I have quite a baritone. And so if I speak, it is really commandeering, yes. And so I had to tone it down. So when they give me the microphone, the lapel, I just tilt it down a bit so that I don't end up screaming. And it has really, really helped me.
Asiedua on this one, candid moments, and then Xornam as well.
So there's one thing that cuts across for me that Auntie Jibodi always told me. It was the word confidence. Okay. And so you will do well. But then she doesn't see, that breaking out, that confidence where you are even making a mistake, but then you are still pushing. And that was one thing she was not seeing. And for me, it was true. And so I took it. And then I put it in.
So soft at heart.
Then I put it in, and then I made sure that whenever I come in from there, if it means going from end to end, and then talking about whatever I have to talk about with so much, confidence, I did, and I'm happy. I loved all the times like she told me that, and I had to come out, and then it was all beautiful.
Right.
I
would say that our judges are really wise and they are observant.
Yeah.
So for everything you do, even the slightest thing that you think they are not really paying attention to, they are actually paying attention to it.
Our judges have been amazing. Super, super amazing.
Super amazing.
So let's invite our two beautiful, our original two judges, Jigbodi-Kweku-Dosu and Janet Sumkwame.
They are here.
Oh,
all right.
Nice.
Can we please sit? Do we have the permission to sit? Can we sit, judges? Can we sit? Judges, can we sit? Okay, thank you.
Oh, welcome, judges. Auntie Jigbodi, Auntie Janet. They've been mentioning your name all night.
And just before you came in, they were sharing their candid moments or their moments of truth with us. Let's take a break. When we come back, we'll tell you all about it. This is still GMB 2022.
Welcome back. This is still GMB 2022. We've been joined by our two amazing, beautiful judges. All throughout the season, they've been with us. And so tonight, they join us once again before the finale to talk about how the season has been. And so, welcome once again, Janet and Jigbodi. Always looking so beautiful. Judges, it's been 11, 12 amazing weeks. We're just a week away from the finale, but we want to backtrack a little bit and see how the experience has been every Sunday. Seeing them on stage, judging them, telling them what they are supposed to do. Let me start with you, Jigbodi. You do a lot of coaching, and both of you do a lot of coaching. But having these ladies and grooming them to become as fine as they've been, how has the experience been like?
I like it. As fine as they become. I think the experience for me always lies in the outcome. Any process that anyone goes through, you want to look at the outcome. What have they become? I was just looking at them now, and I was just reflecting back at probably 12 weeks ago when we first met. I remember when they first showed up on stage. I think we were talking about it not long ago, and what they are looking like today. And for me, it's not what they are looking like outwardly, but the mental strength they have gained. I mean, I think I enjoyed thoroughly the experience I had with each and every one of them, when we had the session 2 weeks ago, that is when I knew where each person had gotten to. One person that I talk about a lot is Xornam. She's on last week. I just thought I saw a different person. Yeah. And I saw that light 2 weeks ago. So I've seen it in each and every one of them. So I think it's just like from caterpillar to butterfly.
Wow.
The effect.
Yeah.
That's what it, because they were cocooned. It seemed like on stage. Pictorially, they were cocooned. What you were seeing was a closed person who wanted to come out. They really wanted to. I mean, I think they had a desire, but we had to bring the hunger in them. And I think the more they saw that, listen, we're getting closer, we need to get better, they opened up and they allowed us to groom them. Because I've heard a comment Janet has made, and the next weekend they come out. I've seen a comment I have made, the next weekend we see it in the person. So thank you for allowing us into your space. Well done for doing what you're doing. And like I said, butterflies will not stay in, butterflies will have to fly. Yeah. And that's what you're going to do from now on. So proud of you.
Oh, nice one. One of the statements that every time Janet makes, and I'll never forget, be memorable. At the top of my mind,
I'm trying to,
you know,
I'm trying to remember you, but I can't. When I was dressing from home this evening, I was like, Xornam, is there any time that Xornam has given me a show? I cannot remember you. Xornam, give me something.
Janet!
Oh my God.
You see, we know you.
Oh,
we know you.
I mean, hey.
Oh, we'll definitely miss hearing that.
Yeah.
Every time I'm looking forward to hearing something, you know, in that line. But Janet, how has it been for you? Every Sunday.
Yeah.
Seeing them, grooming them, telling them to their face as it is.
Yes.
Sometimes it's hard, but you have to tell it.
Yeah. So let me be honest here. The first time I saw them, I was like, oh my God. So we knew from day one that our job that we're going to do this year was very different from what we did last year.
Yeah.
And that made sure that we tapped really deep inside to find out something about them which was not really optical beauty. So that was the biggest challenge as far as I'm concerned. I am super, super proud of the five that I mean, Jigodi and I were chatting. I said, Jigodi, we've done a great job.
Yeah. High five.
We've done a great job. And Cookie and Anita, like I always say, you are the yin and the yang duo. You balance each other. Yeah. Because I believe you've also done a great job.
Thank you.
And I believe the production team has also, everyone who has touched the lives of these girls has done an amazing job. And like I just said, I do hope you don't throw this away after Ghana was beautiful. Because what you got from this experience, if I was a young girl and I got that, I'll probably be 2-3 times what I am today. So, hey, thank you so much for letting us into your life. We hope that we've impacted your lives positively. This is what brings me joy, and I'm happy to see you blossoming into what? Butterflies.
Yeah.
Some are Cinderellas. Some say they are going to wear what?
Glass shoes.
Glass shoes. Some are what, some are what, but we are super proud of you. Well done. Well done.
Amazing stuff. Nice, nice. Judges, we're just a week away from the finale, the big night. It's going to be fireworks, as always. But of course, we'll have all the jitters and all of that. So as we're going into the finale, what are you expecting from our ladies? Because it's going to be very, very competitive. There's a crown, cash. I'm taking the cash, by the way. All of these juicy stuff at stake. And of course, they have to bring their all. Yes. But what do you have to tell them?
For me, I'll take it from the point of a question before we go into anything, because whenever you're going to go to a place, like, let me call it, I want to call it a place of significance. Let me call next week a place of significance. At that point, the stakes are usually high. So I don't like to start by telling you. I like to start by asking you. It's just a coaching thing. And normally when the stakes are high for anybody, you ask them first. So if you were to ask us as judges, if you had one thing each on your mind to ask us about that night, that is where I'm thinking we want to hear from you. What is that one thing that would drop in your mind? If you had a carte blanche, you know what a carte blanche is, right?
A clean slate.
Clean slate. You've been given a paper, a card, a pen in your hand, and it says, write that one thing you would love to hear for someone to tell you that I wish I hear this before I get on stage. What would that one thing be? Just take a minute to think about it. I'm sure you've thought about it already. Then we will talk to you.
Wow. Ladies.
A challenge.
Yeah. So who's going first? Oh, Xornam.
Wow.
Nice.
I must thank you so much once again for everything you've been doing, for all the coaching and guidance. But I still feel like I still have more to work on before the finale. And this is such a great opportunity for me to ask you both, what must I work on?
You've brought the question, you've thrown the question back.
Yes.
The question is what
I will ask her.
Yes,
I will
what,
ask her.
yeah.
So, Xornam, imagine the scenario. Everybody self-develops themselves for a reason, right?
Yep.
There's a reason why I was self-developed. There's a reason why you self-develop. But when you approach it from the perspective, who do I want to be? And that question, you're the only one who can answer it. So tap into your inner self, self-introspect, and ask yourself, who do I want to be? And of what service do I want to be to mankind? Anyone who is going to ask a question or comment, think first, who do I want to be? And of what use do I want to be to mankind? Once you've answered that in your head, throw us the question and we will answer you back.
And let me just add, what's the missing piece that you think you are missing is it next week Sunday?
Yeah.
What's that missing piece?
Personally, I think the missing piece is coming out more, especially out of nerves. Sometimes I get so nervous when I'm performing because it means so much to me, and I always wonder, what if I don't do it properly? But Cookie once said something that she gets nervous even till now, and it's because it means so much to her, and that if you don't get nervous when you're doing something, then you should consider a change of job. And so I always want to make sure that the good nerves prevail over the bad ones that are going to make me fumble, but rather work on the good nerves that are going to make me push more and enjoy my performance.
Yeah. So what I'll say to that is nervousness is good, can be tapped into positively or negatively. The thing is for you to tap into it positively. That's number one. Number two, when you are on stage, aside what I've just said, think who is your audience. I realized that from last Sunday, and I realized that most of you were not aware who your audience were. Because the question on tourism, if you were talking to a potential tourist, you will see that your speech would have been different. When you were asked questions, for example, what do we need to develop? You know that it's government that develops this. Who did you think you were talking to? You thought you were talking to us. You thought you were talking to the audience, but no. You were talking to policy makers. And therefore, your speech and your tone will be very different. So on Sunday, whatever the task is, when you see your task brief, picture in your mind, who am I addressing? Some of you mentioned my name. I don't mind at all. However, I am just the mirror to the public. And my scores depends on what I think we should deliver to the public. It's not about me at all. It has nothing to do with me. I'm just using my expertise and my knowledge with that 60 or 90 seconds window to give you positive feedback.
Thank you very much, honorable judges.
Sounds like a debate. Auntie Janet and Auntie Jigodi. For me, I always say that when I come on stage, I think about the people who are supporting me, the people who are investing in me, and Ghanaians who are watching me. If I'm able to make impact, it means I'm being successful, award or not. And so when I come on stage, I come with my all. Everything I've ever been through, everything I will ever be, all my good and bad, all the monsters, everything come to play when I'm on stage. So I bring my all. But at the end of the day, Auntie Janet tells me, you're being too loud. Yeah. I want to know, Auntie Janet, what am I not doing right? Or what should I do? Because I feel like, Auntie Janet, this is me. Like, I want you to know that I want this. I'm giving my all. But then you still say you're being loud. So I want to know, what do I have to work on? What do I have to do? Thank you very much.
Fantastic. Thank you. Amoani, when I was coming, I was thinking I needed to give something to Amoani because she has always been asking that. So what came to me was, you see, I believe that amongst last year we had a contestant that I used to call The Voice. This year you are The Voice. But you see, the voice has impact. And therefore how you use it. You have discovered, you said that there was a contestant and she motivated you. So you've learned to use your voice. When you have a global platform and you're not a professional comedian, unless you are in a drama situation which requires comedy, you avoid it because you don't know the interpretation. Auntie Jane, what was it? What was it she said? The day you made me dance Apatampa. So I was like, okay, I'm going to humor her and dance. And that's me. You know, when you see a beautiful person with impact walking down the stage, sometimes I will see, what do you call it, goose pimples. What you have is mental stimulation. You are left with the goose pimples. I'm missing goose pimples. Figure it out.
Thank you. Okay.
I hope that helped.
All right.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you.
good. So, okay, you want to say? Who hasn't spoken? I see that you've been thinking so much because I wanted to hear from you and then, yeah. Teiya.
Thank you so much, Auntie Jibodi and Auntie Janet. When Auntie Jibodi came to speak to us some weeks ago, Auntie Jibodi was talking. She was saying certain words. She was talking to me, but not with the words that she was saying. And I told her I would get an opportunity one time to just share with her. And what I'll share with her, I haven't even shared some with my mother.
Okay.
And she wrote she gave us some books, and she wrote a message for all of us, and she wrote a message to me. But you have no idea. I'm so grateful, so grateful. And when I come on stage, there's this passion in me. What I do it alone by myself, just because I'm passionate about it. So when I come on stage, sometimes I want to give all the passion, but I sometimes don't know exactly how to give all the passion.
So one thing you've always told me, I was even sharing with the presenters, was the word confidence. And just like Teiya said, when you wrote to us, you wrote to me something very beautiful. And sometimes I'm scared that I know what I'm about, I know what I'm saying, but then I don't know where that fear is coming from. And so fear that I'll just come out, everybody will see all that is in Asiedua, and then it scares me. And so I was thinking, we are nearing the finale. We are going to get on stage, and I'm already scared. And there's a lot inside here that I know I can do so many things. But then what is holding me back? So one thing I would want to know is that come 9th of October, I want to come on stage with holding nothing. So how do I do that?
So last time when you signed the autograph in the book as well, you stated that I'm a very calm person, and that was something I feel was just on point. You really observed that about me. I'm very, very calm. And you also stated that, Auntie Janet, that looked like I was laid back. Some other people also say that I am too down on stage. So I asked myself, here I am, I'm just too calm of a person. So what do I do on a stage that will make people feel like I'm not being laid back, nor down? What do I do to make people feel that impact? Thank you.
So, okay.
We have to.
These moments are very, very crucial.
Yes.
We just want to go for a quick break. When we come back, no breaks. They soak everything in, and then we can say goodbye for the night. We'll be right back after this break. It's still GMB 2022 on your screens. And just before we went for the break, the ladies took turns in asking the judges, I want to bring passion on board. I want to speak well. I want to do this on Sunday. I want to do that. Auntie Jibodi, Auntie Janet, help me on Sunday. So we are asking for help for all the 5 ladies on Sunday. And I remember that, Gigi, you were on the floor before we took a break. So briefly, tell the ladies what to bring on board on Sunday.
That's what I'm saying. I want to focus on Sunday, and then we can talk about your life after. I just want to break it down for all of you. I don't want you to focus on your personality on Sunday, because when you are on stage, your personality is only the foundation. Your presence and your performance, those 2 P's, actually always is what delivers. So people must feel you and see you, where you stand, where you position yourself, how you look at people, even eye contact, and then your warmth, okay? That is that V, so that first visual. And remember that you are tapping into a variety. That takes me into your vocal. Your vocal is how you sound. And I think that's what Auntie Janet always talks about, you screaming, and sometimes how you sound also leads into the things you say, because it's actually, when people are looking at body language, visual and so on, it's the approach. It's not, people will always say, it's not what she said, but the way she said it. Have you heard that thing before? It's not what he did, but the way he did it. So for all of you, it's the way you do it. So remember that it's not about Xornam, the introverted, calm, because that's good and it has its place, but it has to be Asiedua. All I need you to do in this clarity message is to remember that you have the full package. You do. You really do. And don't let anything or anyone take that away from you. For a long time, you come and show one side of yourself, and then you go away. Whatever you are asked, be very clear. Don't be all over the place. Don't bring the Cape Coast, bring the band, but make sure that the band is playing the right tune. So bring yourself. Amoani. My conversation with you in the room. You still remember. Exactly. So what I'm saying is, for you, like I said, you have the voice, you have the eloquence, you have that connecting factor. But the thing about it that you have to remember is you have to tone it down, bring your variety. There are days you have to be low, there are days you have to be up. On Sunday, bring the vocal variety. So when I talk about vocal variety, so visual, see and feel. Vocal, it has to be all the range. Your voice is an instrument. Play all the notes. Don't leave out one note and say, hi, bitch. No, low. You can go low when you need to. If you are trying to connect with people, be lower. If you're trying to have the entire instrument. Aiko, you have that, what we call calm exuberance. You come with some leadership on stage. This time, come with it, but let it be firm. Let it not be jittery. I want to do it, but I don't want to do it. I want to do it, I don't want to do it. You don't have that choice. The stakes are high. So it's either you do it or not, and then you are gone. Do you understand? And then Teiya. One of the things I talked about last week was the fact that when you're asked a question, I know you want to, let me say, project mind, intellect, and all of that. But remember that you're also speaking to human beings. So as much as you bring in the research, I don't know what's going to be asked, but as much as you bring in all the peripheral, the hard stuff, also try and connect with the, let me call it the soft stuff. Okay, try and answer the question, what they're asking. So let me give you an example. Last week, they asked about what was tourism. You answered it, you defined it, you gave the research, you gave the statistics, but you didn't sell your region. Like, I didn't hear anything. So this time when they ask you something, make sure that the part of that question is answered. That's verbal. So your visual, your vocal, your verbal. What people see and feel is the experience you give. Remember that no matter what happens on Sunday, you are not perfect beings. Don't go out there attempting to be perfect, but go out there attempting to be human. And the world will love you. I love you, she loves you, we love you, they love you. Everybody around you already loves you. That's why the 5 of you are here. We love you. And that's what it is. But be imperfect.
Aww.
Be imperfect.
Thank you so much, Jibodi. Beautiful words. We're very grateful that you've been with us right from episode 1 all through to getting into the grand finale. Janet, your final words.
Let's give them a show.
Yes.
Let's give them a show. This is Ghana Most Beautiful after all. Huh? And the way you can give them a show, like I always say, I always echo what Jibodi says, but because I'm Janet, I always have a point of view. And my point of view is that you are each and every one different individuals. And each and every one of you know who you are. Sometimes when you're on a global stage, you're worried about what people will say. You're worried about your background because we all grew up in different settings. You don't want to be judged and stuff like that. But once you enter a competition, your vulnerability is at play. And sometimes you are afraid to be yourself because you don't want to be vulnerable. But you know what? That's where the beauty is. And that is where people connect with you. And if you are to be vulnerable, let it show. Don't be afraid to be vulnerable. That is what we remember. Okay, so please, on Sunday, bring us a show. Yes, it's going to be a great show. And it's going to be fun and exciting. Don't be scared. Let's have fun.
All right.
One person will win, though, but let's have fun.
Thank you, Janet. Thank you, Jibodi. Ladies, you have 30 seconds each to tell
Some
your
will say
people to vote for you. Happening at the National Theatre next week, Sunday, 9th of October. Tickets are selling, so they have to buy the tickets.
Yes.
50 cities and come and support you. So 30 seconds each. Teiya, let's go.
And we mean 30.
Northern regions, Ghana, Mpamdia Mijande. Need top song, my 9th of October is the grand finale, and I want you all to support me. Vote massively for me like you've never done, so I can bring the crown to Northern region. I thank you, and God bless you.
Okay, Aiko, let's go.
Mani, kakwa kakabole noso. Lofumi ngbato. Lokare votes gukaro iboso. Dear Ghana, a win for Aiko or Aiko United is not just a win for me, but it's also for a win for any young person hoping to make an impact in society. Kindly vote for Aiko and let's bring this crown to the OT region. Thank you.
All right, I'm Winnie.
Dear Ghanaians, thank you so much for your support thus far. I couldn't have done it without you. However, Sunday is the finals, 9th October, and I do not wish to die of thirst just when the palm trees have appeared on the horizon. Please help me. Let us win the crown and the glass shoes. And then let us give students, let us equip them with STEM skills. Thank you so much.
All right. Asiedua.
Ghana for, if you fin manto mufo, finale no wabeno. As I'm a Sahwananya one paibo and I want to vote. Please keep supporting Asiedua so that victory is ours too. Thank you.
Xornam, you have the final take.
Hello, beautiful people of the Volta region and Ghana. Thank you so much for your maximum support and love so far. And on the 9th of October is finale. So I'm urging you all to come support me. Remember, the ticket is 50 Ghana cedis. You can't afford to be absent because I'm going to be crowned as the next GMB queen.
It's the confidence for me. Wow, so the short code is *713 *13# across all networks. You have the next 1 week to vote. Vote for your favorite and buy the tickets as well, because we want to hear the loud chants in the auditorium at the National Theatre. And so get your ticket. You can come to the TV3 premises, get your ticket. 50 Ghana cedis. Cool one, right? Really, really cool. Come support your ladies and let's have a good time and crown our queen. Ooh. So from all of us here, thank you judges for coming. See you next week Sunday. Myself, Cookie, and the ladies. Have a good night. GMB2022. See you next week. Woo, cheers. Oh. Oops. You finished your drink. Aiko, there's nothing.
Oh, Aiko is finished. Aiko, your glass is empty. Cheers. Cheers on the other side. Cheers.